like a Bible study group called Anonymity. Created the logo and everything.
You created the logo?
Created the logo. Square, basically represent the A in Anonymity. Yeah, I did that. It's about 3 of us started. Me, Matt, Mark. Started that. Came to like it started as like a 5-people group. Then after that, we started meeting in the library. Like every other like Wednesday. Then it moved to Thursday, and then we just basically people started getting interested. We started getting our name out there, and basically it came before 5 people. Now it's 15 to 20 people. We're part of a bigger organization, and
So yeah, where are you trying to hit? Like how big are you trying to make it?
I'm trying to go national, worldwide. I'm trying to get my name out there. I'm trying to make this something in my career to where I can get this.
Yeah, let me get you on camera all the time, bro. Speaking some truth. You got some wisdom you want to share for everybody?
Speak the truth, man.
Hey, people need to hear it.
One thing I like to make the people know is patience.
Patience.
You can get anything you want if you just be patient. I learned that the hard way by saving for a car.
That's true.
Which I saved for my first car. I got my first car at 16, saving up.
A lot of people can't say they did that.
Hey, they can't say they got 2 cars.
I can't say that.
Saved up for that car. And then I really wanted my '05 Impala. So I really saved up again and sold my 1996 Lincoln Continental to get that Impala I've been wanting for a minute. So I was so motivated at that time, and I felt like at one point in time I lost that drive. So when I really met up with you guys, that really pushed me back to that mind state of being motivated to get wherever I want. I can do it. Patience. Patience is the key.
It's a virtue, man. It's something that everybody needs. Like, most people don't have the patience to wait and save for a car, so they get themselves in debt, right?
Exactly.
Everybody gets themselves in debt.
They want to get a loan, and they want to do all that. They want to make payments, down payments.
Live beyond their means instead of working hard to get there first.
And that's what I did. I learned that at a very young age. I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad I got back in touch with that. So now I can use what I did back when I was 16, 17, use that in stride to move forward in the success. And it doesn't even have to be with Bima, this myself, this like we said, before you can help others, you gotta help yourself. So I feel like
So how are you gonna help yourself, man?
Oh well, for one, help myself. I can help myself. For one, staying focused on the goal and knowing what I want to do and how I'm gonna do it, plan things out.
True.
Don't wait.
True.
Get right to it. Being patient, remaining humble. That's how I'm gonna achieve my goal.
And that's what it's all about, man. That's really what it is. If you can stay humble, man, like, nobody can really get mad at somebody being humble and doing what they got to do. Now, people who, go around boasting what they've done and showcasing everything they've done, people begin to hate those people and be like, oh, man, you must have cheated your way through life, man. Nobody can say that if you being humble. Nobody can say, like, this dude cheated his way to where he's at. Nobody,
he deserves what
he worked for. That's what I want, man. And know somebody else who wants the same thing, hey, that's a blessing, man.
And the basic quote I'm going to throw out there, great minds think alike. And great minds can create power moves, such as you and Reese, Els. We can all, even if so say we all created our own organization, and we all branded together to create our own thing, that would be magnificent right there.
And we can do that. Matter of fact, we should do that now. It should be like, this can be like the documentation. We're going to do this now. Like, and then in 5 years from now, we're gonna have this organization. Like they have the Buckeye Ranch for helping people. They got they got WIC for helping women with children. And then they got remember Directions for Youth. They had that for youth for but they don't really got no black organizations that are started by young people.
And that's why I put the young and young enlighteners. I really want to incorporate some type of.
And that's trademark. That's yours. That's yours.
Me. And that feels so good saying that's me, that I created something called some organization that's gonna get people motivated, get people to learn more about the history, not even just the history, but learn more about the world in general, and the history of the world and history where they come from. So then when they get that mindset, oh, yeah, okay, I know my background, I know my original origins. Now I can strive forward. They go, first of all, they're going to look at the world in a completely different mind state, which I kind of am moving towards reading the book Stolen Legacy. But if we can just get a lot of people on this mindset, you know, the quote I got from my school, Afrocentric, it takes a village to raise a child.
Oh, that's so true. That's how I was raised, man. Exactly. There was not just one parent, bro.
It was not just one parent. And the thing about that, takes a village to raise a child. You know, we get an organization and we get people coming in, we reporting, we getting people to come in our organization, and they're looking at us and they're like, oh man, you know, I'm really looking up to them. I want to be just like them. I want to be like a young enlightener. I want to be a young enlightener. So then when they get that started, they can get their own organization started, and they can come people in and they're going to be like, how did you get all this information? I became a young enlightener. I became part of EMA, I became part of L's group, I became part of Lonnie's group, and then this all go based back on something, some positivity we were giving out.
And you know what? Like I had this keychain on the business conference. You're gonna be whoever's the mayor at that time. You're gonna be that entrepreneur that comes up. It says, my opportunity provides opportunities for these people who've been left behind by the system that the government created. They don't want to take care of these kids.
Exactly.
They don't want to help these kids. It doesn't necessarily gotta be black or white. It's like these kids that have been in trouble, who put through the system, me myself included. It's like I'm helping these kids that y'all don't want to pay the attention or mindset to, and that you give up on, especially in the school system, man.
And then that falls back on it takes a village to raise a child. And they're in the school system, and the teachers are not giving no importance to them. They're just trying to pass them based off A's and B's, and okay, that can only go so far. You know, that can only go so far. But what about the real things? What about the real knowledge other than X and Y and Z and adding those together and all those functions? It's good to know. That's a bonus. But I think if I create the group Young Enlighteners, they're just no more than just the basic systems that will just talk.
It's just the fact that y'all can debate.
Exactly.
And the whole thing is, of course, there's always a right answer. But if it comes to opinion, there is no right answer, right?
Exactly.
So unless you know for sure, like, oh yeah, you can't murder somebody, right? That's wrong. Right. That's legitly wrong. You can't say that. But if you're over here arguing about, you know, how you feel about one situation, somebody feels the same, you can enlighten each other and get a different worldview, a different perspective, man.
Exactly.
When you met all these people, you didn't have their perspective.
I didn't.
Like, especially for me, when I met Reese, I was like, there's no way this dude exists.
When I met that man, Reese, bro, I knew he was a different type of individual. Yeah. And I had to know that moment. What made you like that? How did you even become like that? How did you become, where did this information come to him? He tells me about his organization, where he comes back, and I want to be just like that. I want people to be like, oh man, where'd you get all this knowledge? What? I became a young enlightener.
Hey, that's what it's about, man. But you know what? We're gonna make it happen. I'm gonna have you posted up a bunch of times. You're gonna be one of the stars on my website.
In 5 years from now, 10 years, however long the patience takes for me to achieve my goal, I can just look back and reflect and say, wow, Dom, you really did a good job. You really created something positive that you could be proud of.
You know what, you sound like the scripture. When God looked at the world and said he was pleased. When you got done creating it, right? You're going to be pleased with what you created, man.
And I very much so will. I will have success. That's what it is. We will have success. We will succeed at it.
We will succeed. Hey, and this is the promise right here, right?
This is the promise.
Right now, we got the promise right there, bro. We gonna do it.
Patience.
Patience is a virtue.
Patience.